I really want to go and talk to that girl, but I have massive fear that all these people around me will see me. Now, this is a big problem for most men. They want to go and talk to these beautiful girls that they see all around them, but they have fear that others will watch them, they'll think they're weird, and hence they don't do that, and they miss out on tons of opportunities. I've personally dealt a lot with this in my life, and I want to talk about a few ways that I managed to overcome this fear of other people seeing me and break free. Now, before we go in and talk about how to solve this fear of other people seeing you, let's actually define a bit better this problem, because you having fear of people seeing you highlights two important things about you. Number one is that you don't believe that internally approaching women is something good, something natural. Let me ask you this, would you care about people looking at you when you go to the gym? No, you wouldn't care. Even if there were a bunch of fat people judging you, you probably wouldn't care, because gym in the society and doing gym is considered normal. Now, talking to women in the street, it's considered not so normal. Hence, when you go and do this, and you yourself don't believe that what you're doing is right or good, and there's people looking at you and maybe judging you, you think, oh, well, I'm doing something bad, and then you fear this judgment, and then you go and not want to do this. So you must adopt this mentality of that this is a good thing, because it is a good thing. The second thing that this fear highlights is that you care way too much about what people think about you. And it's very interesting, because a lot of people say, well, yeah, I don't really care what people think about me. But in reality, I do. And when you're exposed to a stimulus or a challenge like this, which is go and talk to women while other people watch, then this actually exposes the flaw of yours that you indeed do care way too much about what people think about you. So the issue isn't just, oh, well, it's a tiny problem that people are watching. The issue is much bigger, which is I care way too much what people think about me, what their opinion is, and hence I let their opinion define my activities. I see a beautiful girl and I know that I should be talking to her. That's the right move for me to go and talk to this girl. But I will rather not do that, because there's this other guy next to me that will look at me and will judge me. Okay, so how do you actually then go and get over this fear of people seeing you and approaching the girl anyways? So I'll give you two things that help me. One is mental and mindset. The other one is more of a practical thing. A lot of people say, well, yeah, it's not normal to be talking to the girls. Okay, what is normal? Define normal. And if the definition of normal is it's not normal to be talking to women in the street, and it's normal to go and use apps and drink alcohol, well, I don't want to be normal. Second thing is realize that haters will always hate. And they'll not necessarily hate you, but they'll hate you having the balls, and that exposing that they don't have the balls or that they have fear. So they will just hate on you for doing that. And one good example of this, when I was, I believe, 16, 17, up until that point, I would just be hanging out with my boys, my friends. We would go out and get drunk, and in the bars we'd just talk about NBA games and honestly some stupid stuff. And then at some point I was like, well, should we just go and talk to all these girls? And they're like, no, come on, dude, don't be weird, don't do that. And when I started doing that, they sort of started hating on me. And it wasn't really me that they were hating, but it was the fact that they weren't able to, or they weren't willing to go and face this fear of theirs, which was fear of rejection from women. So they wanted to stay in this comfort zone, and them seeing me trying to break out of this thing exposed their own flaws. And finally realized that most people simply don't care. I mean, I'm filming this video right now, and there's all these people watching and all these people looking around, and they might see me for a little bit, but in reality, they don't give a shit. They're here in Madrid, they want to take all these cool photos, they want to check all these places. In fact, if someone sees you talking to a girl here, they will most likely be impressed. I've had many times where I approach a girl and the guy sees me talking to this girl, and he comes up to me and asks me, did you do what I think you just did? And I'll say, yeah, I talked to this girl. And they're like, oh my God, that's crazy. That's the biggest. It's like they've seen Glitch in the Matrix. They've seen me fly or teleport, which is, it's kind of funny. So most people won't care, and even the ones that they do, they will be quite impressed, and the ones that don't like you, then, well, we don't really care about them anyways, because they're just haters. So that's the mental stuff. Now the practical stuff, the first one is you want to do a shit ton of approaches. So at this point, I've done so many cold approaches that, yeah, it's just normal. And the second thing is, when you go in, a lot of guys, they want to go in and they're like, okay, let me wait for this moment where other people are not watching, and then I'll go in. So they try to go in, not be seen. That's not what you want to do. You actually want to go in with a mindset of, okay, hopefully I will be seen by everyone. Now, why is that? When you go in with a mindset of, okay, hopefully no one will see me approach this girl, what ends up happening is the girl actually doesn't really see you going because you're going with very timid, with a low voice. You're not taking up space with your body. So actually you're getting ignored by the girl. Not in a bad way, but just like she doesn't really see you. So you're just like, hey. And then the girl's like, just, who's this? Like some guy trying to sell me stuff, because you're not really confident. So they're just saying that you want to go in to win, not to lose. Because most guys go in just worrying, okay, hopefully I don't get embarrassed. Hopefully other people don't see me. But you shouldn't even think about that. You should be like, hopefully this girl sees me. Hopefully this girl acknowledges me. Your goal is to be seen. And if you're going to be seen by the girl, you're probably going to be seen by the other guys or girls, and it doesn't matter because your goal is to be seen. And when you do that, the girl will acknowledge you and you will start to get much better results. And ironically, because you're going in to win, you will get a much better reaction. And if people do see you, then, well, it doesn't matter anyways, but now at least you'll win and people will see you win and people will see you getting a positive reaction. Finally, if you'd like to see a few practical drills that you can do to get over this fear of other people seeing you, I recorded a video where I show 6 practical drills you can do to get over your fear and social anxiety. And you can click the video here. It'll take you to that guide and you'll practice these drills to get over your social anxiety.